Okay, welcome back to Orphans of the American Dream. This is a post-apocalyptic RPG where the players play themselves as alternate versions of themselves. And last we left off, y'all had grabbed some people from a city. You guys found Clarence, and then Helen.
Clarence is the doctor, like the older.
No, well, yeah, I guess they both have doctorates.
Yes.
So they're called doctors.
Being respectful, he is a doctor.
Yeah. And they Lynn. No, not Lynn. Lynn is with you guys from a long time ago. What is the little girl's name?
Liz.
You
confusingly named her Liz.
You've done this to yourself, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Thought I made a character sheet for Liz, but I think I forgot. So that'll be something I'll do on the fly. Anyway, okay, so we will jump in here, and so I have a bit of a plan for today. But what I want to do, if you guys are okay with it, is to jump in like media res and have part of in media res. That's what I meant to say. Yeah.
Flat.
And have you guys have part of the flashbacks that we do this session be stuff that like happened right before we jump in. So we'll kind of get like a full recap up to the moment we start the session. I guess.
Say that again. I'm confused.
So I'm gonna have
We're gonna have a flash forward instead of a flashback. Is what you're trying to say?
No.
You want to recap everything that happened beforehand?
No. So okay, all right. I'm being confusing. So what this episode is going to be, right, is going to be our little like flashback episode, right?
It's a clip show.
Where it's like a clip show. We're gonna do some created advantages and those types of things from what we did off screen from season 1. And you guys are gonna either have like extras or items and those types of things, or like advantages, or like there. I mean, I also forgot that there are like just aspects for the quest or like the storyline you guys are on. We could create certain aspects for like I don't know. There's a nuke on or there's a nuke at stake. Could be an aspect that we have like as a part of the game.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I forgot about that. So that's something we could do this session too. Is we could create certain aspects of like the storyline or like the group.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll do lots of different things like that. It's just kind of like a setup game. But what I want to do is jump right into the action because I have a scenario that'll set it up. But I don't want to.
So the idea then is going to be we'll be playing through this scenario real time, and then the flashbacks will be flashing back as this scenario is going. Right? You want to start us in a scene so that when we're flashing back, we're actually creating advantages that we could use in whatever we're doing right now.
No.
Okay, now I'm really confused.
Something to set up why you guys are having these flashbacks.
Okay, that makes more sense.
That's what we're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I think I'm on the same
I don't know
page.
why it was so hard for me to communicate that, but long day at work today. Okay. So if there's nothing else to like set up anything, I'm literally just gonna jump right into the action.
I just felt that if I was confused, that some of the viewers might also be confused. So
yeah, probably were. Yeah, for sure.
You can just say me.
What did you say? What'd you say, Jared?
You can just say me. It's fine.
I was like, I'm worried that Jared's brain isn't really comprehending this.
Okay. All right. So let's jump in here, and I want to ask one question though before I kind of give you guys the scene, and I'll ask you guys for like what you guys are saying or what you guys are doing. But who is driving the bus? It's one of you four.
It's one of us.
Yes.
Not only doesn't Connor have a guy.
Yes, he does. But one of you four are driving the bus
for whatever
instead.
reason. Okay. I don't know who has the best drive. I guess
think I might have the best drive.
Oh, did you make the change you were going to make, Jared?
Yeah, I have +1 drive.
I also have 1.
Oh, okay.
I don't have that. Oh, I also just realized I'm not on Roll20. Hold
on. And Josh has a 0. Yeah, so it's either you or me, Jared. Do you care?
No, I don't care.
I'll drive. I'll be driving.
All right, so you're driving the bus?
Yep.
Okay, so you're driving the bus, and we get this scene of like I think to open it up, right? We get we get a black screen. This is probably like after the intro or whatever.
Yeah, the opening credits. That's actually a good question. What is our opening credit sequence even like in this show? Like, it's not an anime opening, isn't it? Like, it's
it's absolutely an anime opening. I actually have a song for it. It's called it's Gray by Thrice. It is 100% the theme song for this particular
arc.
I imagined one of those really super dramatic slow motion pans over like a diorama.
Thing
that they have in some shows.
Yeah, there are definitely a couple of those in my head. Yeah, I have it. When we get the technology to project things from our minds just onto a screen, I'll show you guys.
I can't wait to be dead for a long time.
Yeah. No, but honestly, I'll send you guys the song and kind of tell you a little bit.
We might be able to upload our brains to a cloud before that. So
yeah. So we do have like a little intro sequence or whatever, but we get like just this black screen, right? And we like slowly start to hear what's going on before we see anything, and we hear like the pitter patter of rain slowly build up, and we hear some like thunder crashing. And then we started to hear like an engine revving in the distance. This is coming closer and closer. And then we hear another thunder clash, and like the flash opens up the scene. And we see the bus driving through a storm. And we like zoom in or like we cut. And Caleb, you're driving the bus like frantically. And like, what do you say? Like, you shouldn't be driving the bus. What do you say?
Oh, I gotta think of a good line here. I mean, probably just something along the lines of, like, it's a really good thing that you don't need driver's license anymore.
Okay, and then we cut over and we see Emily tending to the normal driver. I think his name is Robbie. I feel like that's a good name for your guys' driver. Sure. His name is Robbie, and he's like clutching his hand, and Emily starts like I don't know what exactly she's doing to it, trying to put it in a splint or something like that. But his hand is real messed up, and so Emily is like, "It's okay," and he's like, and like cursing or whatever. And I think we pan over to you, Jared, and you're looking at Lynn, who is off in the corner by herself. Mm-hmm. And to not get into like the details of what has happened before this, but like, it was her fault. Oof. So what do you do anything or say anything for us in our little frantic scene here?
I mean, it's probably not the time to...
Yeah.
to be like, yeah, you suck. I just give her a look, and I shake my head like, yeah, I'm not... We can talk about this later.
Okay. And then we pan over to you, David. Actually, let's pan over to Josh first. Josh, you're looking outside, and you start to see something in the weather. And you're afraid that there's going to be a tornado that hits. Do you do anything or say anything?
Is this something you want me to try to roll for to see how certain I am of that, or is this just
for sure.
I'm certain?
Okay. Yeah, if you want to roll for it, you can.
Okay.
I think
I would assume that's investigate.
Yeah, I think a difficulty 2.
Okay. I +3 investigate netted me a +5.
Nice.
Yes. So yeah, you are certain that this tornado is going to hit, and it's going to hit really close.
How did we get this close to a tornado?
But, Caleb, this is the apocalypse. How would you know where the tornado is going to be, or like weather alerts or anything like that?
Sky.
So is this
Sky,
a
sky, the sky
tornado
is
or a
gonna be-
radiation?
Yeah, Josh is our weatherman. So it's your fault.
Look, I can't measure cold fronts and warm fronts in parts of the country where I'm not immediately standing. I don't even have a thermometer.
Yeah.
I mean,
My own
can't we just,
intuition and how warm the wind is on my face.
Just like lick your finger and stick it outside, and if your finger comes off, there's probably a tornado. I feel like
That's not how tornadoes work. If it impales my finger with a tree, then maybe.
with that. Then.
Are you and Caleb like arguing about this and like in character? Or?
Probably. I'm just like, why? How in the heck am I actually driving into a tornado right now? How did we get here?
I don't know, but we need to find shelter and or some place to park the van where we're not going to be blown over.
Is there a nearby storm drain that I'm not seeing?
Okay. So, Connor, is there like a ridge or
Yeah, where are we? It looks like the terrain.
what's the terrain around us? Are we starting to get toward the mountains? Or now that we're
why don't instead of me describing the terrain for you, Caleb, why don't you make a drive roll? And depending on how good your drive is, we can say that you've gotten to some place safe or you haven't yet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This would kind of be like a survival thing, but you're driving a car, so
yeah. Sounds good to me. Too bad I don't have a stunt that says I can use lore instead of drive.
Yeah.
I need to get that stunt. All right. I just need to have it be.
You won't be driving.
That's fair. Yeah. Never mind. I don't need that stunt. Cool. So what was it? Difficulty 3, you said?
I didn't say a difficulty, so it's a good thing you asked. I think it's a difficulty. I think it's a difficulty 3. You're in a storm. This is pretty difficult.
Okie dokie then. Let's do some things. Driving. Sorry, I'm just trying to center the Roll20 screen so that they can see everything now. Okay, I guess I just roll it. Hey, I can't.
Oh, I can assist you.
I'm just trying to think of how you would assist me though. Like,
I point out incoming tree.
Is that okay, Connor? Can Jared be my co-pilot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it would be notice, right? I mean, he's helping you with notice, or he's just helping you with drive because he has.
That's what we were saying.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Actually, this vehicle specifically is like for. It has 2 steering wheels.
2 steering wheels. Yeah.
Training. It's like a bus driver training. Jared's like, give me control.
You said it. It's lore.
No. That'd be so stupid.
All right. All right, I get a +1 then. +2 altogether. Here we go.
Okay.
Well,
do you want to spend a fate point and?
Yeah, probably. What's everybody's? Is everybody's fate points correct on the screen?
Yes, mine is.
Yeah, actually, speaking of though, I should have talked about this at the beginning of the session before we started. But Josh, I was looking at character sheets, and I think you have 1 extra stunt, and you still have 4 refresh. Because I think we started with 3 stunts, and then
didn't you give us an extra point of refresh though?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that would equal 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's true. Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you have how many stunts does he have?
4.
Then yeah, he should get 3.
That's true.
Okay. I wasn't entirely sure but I thought that was but you can have the 4th fate point, Josh, because that's how many you had last session.
Okay. I can't bring it back now.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah. Okay. That was real quick.
So I'll spend a fate point on something. Let's see. Relentless leader, right? I am going to get us out of this situation if it, no matter what.
You got people to take care of.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
So you succeed. So tell me where you are and where you're going in order to get out of this storm.
I guess first, can you just tell me how close we are to, like, how far away we are from Cheyenne in general terms?
forget where we were on the map, but I
We
think
were
we're still
in
pretty
Cheyenne.
far away. Or you were in Cheyenne.
last session.
Oh, so let me move this little square here. How about we move us right here then? And like you've passed one hex and you're into the second hex.
Got it. Okay. All right. So that what is that? Mount Hills? Yeah, Hills.
Yeah,
Okay.
it looks like hills.
Yeah. I mean, let's just say. Well, I mean, obviously, we're in like hilly, like kind of windy road, right? And I guess I just. Maybe let's say that there's a service road that like pulls off, and it happens to be kind of like down, like there's a descent that happens, and so it makes we're kind of like in a lower depression now, which would be helpful.
Well, do you have like a building in mind that you're trying to get to?
I mean,
like
I feel like we're not near a building.
Well, I mean, it's America. You can say that there is a building.
Yeah, I mean,
you're on a road.
Let's do this then. Let's do this. Let's say it's a service road, and then there's like like power station or whatever, right? That's
that's what I was thinking.
Something along those lines. It doesn't have to necessarily be a power station, but like some sort of like service building, outbuilding that like we could,
you could take shelter in.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're like pulling in there, right? So I think you see the service road, and like because it's so stormy, you like don't see it in time, so you have to do like a tight turn as you're pulling off. And as that's happening, David, you notice that Liz takes like Caleb's like hold on, and Liz does not hold on in time, and she like flies to the other side of the bus. Do you want to like make a roll to see if you like catch her or something like that?
Sure, yeah, I'll try.
No promises. I'll try.
What do you want me to roll for that?
Probably athletics.
Okay.
If that makes sense to you, unless you can order it a different way.
It's a +4, so
if you want to like clothesline her as you're catching her, you could do fight. Okay, yeah.
No, I mean my fight's worse than my athletics. So.
There you go, perfect. Okay, so you catch her. That's a difficulty 2. So you catch her, and I think Liz is like, whoa.
Just like catch her by the back of her shirt and like plant her back in the seat.
Okay. Yeah. So I think she kind of looks up at you like she's kind of scared, but she's not showing it. But you can just tell. Like she kind of has that kid look on her face, and it's like I'm trying to be brave, but her eyes are too wide to be being brave right now. And so she just kind of looks up at you like, thanks.
Yeah, just keep your head down.
And I think she kind of like slouches down in her seat at you. What do you say that? Yeah. That's what she thinks you mean by like keep your head down.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Yeah. Okay, so I think you kind of pull in, right? We got like a scene of where everybody is at and what everybody's doing in this moment, and so we introduce the main characters again. And I think you guys pull in to this power station, right? And I think trying to think of. Let's say there is a spot like in between, like kind of like a hill, and the building where you guys can like park the bus in that might like shelter the bus from the storm. And so you guys kind of park it in there and just like all run inside. So you guys have a little bit of a place for the bus, but you obviously can't bring it inside the building unless you like carve a hole in it.
We can try. Buckle up.
Yeah. So you guys all just rush in then?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were American.
What's that? Well, Mr. Lang is Australian, but
that's fair.
You're not all American. So you guys all go inside the building then?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you guys are all jumping in. Does anybody say anything or?
I mean, I think I would probably be looking at barricading stuff as needed. Like, just how much the building needs shoring up. Like, do we need to be pushing something?
Right.
Like,
do we need to be barricading
a window or something? Yeah. Like, how exposed are we when we're in the building?
Considering, I don't know. Let's say I think you're pretty sure, Josh, that you'll be fine.
Okay.
Like, I mean, it might not be like fun, but you don't think that the roof is going to come off or anything like that. Like, you're pretty sure this building looks secure. You're not concerned. Okay, so you guys are all in. Does anybody start like yelling or pointing fingers or anything like that? Because Lynn, sure, kind of stomps off by herself.
It should be like, yeah, remind me why we're here again.
Does anybody answer that? Or are you asking, David?
The room.
I
The
don't
room
know.
is inanimate. It does not respond.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably like with David, just kind of like getting everybody a glare, right? Like just a general glare at the room, like.
So I think Connor comes over to you, Caleb, and is like, "Did you see what happened between Lynn and Robbie?"
No, I just heard something, and then I don't know. I gotta be honest, I didn't like Lynn from the very beginning. So
What'd you say?
I said I gotta be honest, I didn't like Lynn from the very beginning. So,
Ooh. Yeah, that's rough. Anybody else have anything that they say or anything that they do? Jared specifically.
Who Robbie is?
Robbie is the character that I just named. He's your driver. We didn't name him yet because I was hoping somebody would like give us money and then we'd name him after him, but nobody did. So I'm just naming him now.
I mean, I was planning on just hunkering down, keeping an eye on how the weather outside looks, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's like if Lynn stormed off, it's like nothing. I mean, what is else is there to do? I'm not going to just start having a random argument for no reason. Like,
yeah. Okay.
Wait, did she leave the building?
No, she just kind of like goes like.
It's not a very big building, I assume, but
yeah, she goes somewhere else in the room or the building. She like goes into a different door or something like that. But yeah, let's say there's like a hallway. She opens the door and goes down into. So some sort of power station room. I think this is kind of like the warehouse where they would keep like all their extra equipment and like things that they would need to like replace certain things and whatnot. And so this is kind of just like a little bit of a warehouse building, like a warehouse room looking thing. Not the best description, but you guys get the point.
Mm-hmm.
So Jared, do you specifically like go after Lynn or anything like that, or
do I know what happened yet between?
If you want to say then yes. If you want to say that you saw. We're kind of just like
we're kind of just winging
fudging what? Yeah, we're winging it.
So we don't actually know what happened.
You could say and then I'll either tell you or you can tell me what happened.
I don't want that kind of responsibility.
Okay, so you don't know then, or you want to say and I'll just tell you.
Yeah, I think seeing as how I'm still injured, I'm not in the thick of things as much.
Okay, yeah.
So I just have no idea what's going on.
So you just stay behind and
yeah, I'm just making sure everyone's all right. Lynn can take care of herself.
Okay, all right. So at that, you guys are all like start to kind of like make camp. You guys start like trying to grab food or looking around and scavenging or whatever. And Lynn. Or no, you know what? So you guys start looking around a little bit, and you guys hear a noise that sounds kind of familiar. Kind of sounds like Granola, Jared's radioactive dog.
Mm-hmm.
But then it growls again, and I think probably you, Caleb, like hear this second growl, and but you see the second growl as you turn to look at Granola. And you see that it wasn't him growling.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, his hair is standing on the back of his neck. And then we see, like, I think there's like a shelf that's like, that you were like next to, Caleb, that you were like looking around through. And the shelf just like topples towards you.
Awesome. Great. Love this for me.
Roll an athletics check.
Okie dokie. This is where I die, guys.
Difficulty 3.
This is where it all ends. Okay. Boom. All right.
Okay.
I'll take the 2 stress.
Okay. So yeah, you take 2 stress. So I'm assuming you just like barely get out of the way.
Yeah.
So, and then you kind of like dive to the ground, and you turn around, and what you see that knocked over that shelf is a huge radioactive bear that you assume was using this place as its like cave.
Mm-hmm.
Not this.
And so we will.
It's the same character.
Oh, perfect. Go ahead and I was going to say roll for initiative, but Caleb, can you start the turn order?
Oh yeah. Yeah, here we go. Who do we need to be on it? I mean, wow, there's like a lot of people in this building right now.
I was so Lynn is not here, right?
Okay.
Lynn left, and so I was thinking it would just be you 4.
Okay.
Let's say everybody else is either in a different part of the room.
This is like a warehouse, you said, right? So
yeah.
Are we supposed to be on a map, or
1, 2. We can be.
Just wondering. He said there's a lot of people in there, so I thought maybe he was.
No. I was just assuming because we have the entire bus like is in this building,
I see. Okay.
right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, that's fine. We could just. I mean, are there any zones, or is it just like us 4 in this aisle with the bear?
Let's say it's just you 4 in this aisle with this bear.
Yeah, sounds good.
Let's just make it close quarters.
Let's do it.
Just for sake of simplicity.
Yep, sounds good. Let's go. Let's go.
We don't have enough budget to build out the whole warehouse. So.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, so David, then you go first.
I do.
Or Caleb, if you want to go off that.
I guess we're tied technically.
Yeah, we're tied. Doesn't matter. You can go first.
I mean, you just got tackled by a bear, so I guess it makes sense if I go first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, I'll shoot it, I guess. Yeah. I'm just gonna like back up and try and shoot it. I don't know how close I am to it, but I'm gonna do the smart thing and try and put distance between me and it while I make it mad with small caliber rounds. Here we go. I'm using pistols. That's it. It's not in melee range with me, is it?
I mean, we're in the same zone, so I guess technically.
Yeah.
Well, you can be in the same zone and still be like not engaged in melee.
I suppose.
Well, in
it's
that
just
case,
that they can engage you in melee, but actually doesn't matter. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
It won't change my roll any.
That's what I figured.
So here's my shot.
7.
Jeez. Okay. Wow. Okay, that is its defense roll. So it takes 5 shifts.
Does it just die?
I would like to decrease that damage by 1 and give myself a boost, which my stunt will convert into an actual advantage.
Nice. We want to call that?
Aim for the eyes, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sweet.
And you get 1 invoke on it?
Yes.
There you go.
Okay.
But it takes 1 less damage, though. Just so
so it takes 4 shifts of stress. So you shoot at it, and you don't leave a mark. You are just like, it just absorbs it, and it's like radioactive flesh.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so Caleb, go ahead. Your turn.
Mm-hmm. I am gonna go ahead and try to I probably can't do that. What am I good at, guys?
Are you gonna talk to it?
I don't write this. I'm not. Can I make a notice roll just to create an advantage to like basically just create an advantage to put some aspect on the map that will be helpful to everybody else?
Yeah.
I don't really know what it would be, but
I know what it would be.
Okay, perfect. All right, notice roll. Here we go. 2. What was the difficulty? I should have asked.
I didn't think about it beforehand, but I will say difficulty 2.
Thank you, benevolent GM.
Yep.
So boost. What's the boost?
So you're using to create an advantage.
Yes.
Right.
Basically, just to notice something in the room or about the bear that would be helpful to us.
And so then with a 2, you succeeded, correct?
I succeed, but I get a boost, which means it goes away as soon as you use it.
Technically, me tying is a partial success, kind of. So that's why it's just a boost instead of a aspect.
Okay, so you see somebody you haven't seen in a long time, Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
You see Adam.
Yeah.
And Adam, what do you look like? What are you doing?
Timing there.
What do you mean? What do I look like? I don't know.
Like that?
I just kind of like bust in, and I'm like super loud. I'm like, "Hello, fives! A 10 has arrived." And I'm just holding a sniper rifle, and I'm just like, I'm wearing. I put on like a jacket, like I was trying to go within the style. But I'm wearing like a really like snazzy coat that looks pretty awesome, but it's like it doesn't look like I'm gonna go jogging in this thing, but it's just like really like fancy, kind of like the ones with like the really fluffy like collar.
Okay, yeah.
And I just kind of like
super cool.
Like a parka of sorts.
Yeah, kind of. Oh no, not like a parka. Like imagine like what you would think is like a Russian, like a Russian like spy would be wearing, or like a Russian soldier, where they kind of have like the furry coat around the end. I don't know if that's good.
The great coats.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And who's with you, Adam?
My right-hand woman.
All right. What does she look like? Do you know what she looks like yet, or do you want to wait until after the fight to?
Not important right now.
Okay, yeah, not important right now. Adam's stealing the show. Yeah. Okay. So let's fudge the rules for that roll, Caleb, and let's say Adam then.
So my advantage is like Adam shows up. Okay, sounds good.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Adam shows up and he gets to attack.
I will add him to the turn order.
Okay, hold on.
What's his notice?
0. So that's why I'm saying we're fudging the rules. And so after your turn, Adam just goes. That's your create advantage. That's what you see.
Mm-hmm.
So Adam, so what do you do? Do you just like shoot it with a sniper rifle?
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna try.
All right, go ahead and make your first roll here. Do you have access to your character sheet? Probably not.
Yes, I do.
You do. Okay, perfect. So go ahead and
I
just
gave everyone
click
access
on,
to it. So
the shoot skill.
How do I do that again? I can't remember.
So pull up your character sheet and just click on. So go.
There we go.
Are you on your character? Okay, there we go.
And what do I put in?
So have you clicked on your character sheet?
Yes, it's all set. I'm inputting something.
Oh, nothing. Just nothing.
Just
no.
0.
Yep, just hit roll or whatever it says.
2. Nice.
Okay. All right. So let's see.
Not very good.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see how he defends.
Yeah, you got a -2 total.
Oh, so he got a 2. So he gets a boost over Adam, or Adam gets a boost over
Adam
him?
gets a boost.
Okay. So you just get a boost over this bear, Adam. You don't do any damage. So can you describe to me why this sniper rifle shot gives you the advantage? So like he doesn't take any damage, but he like he's distracted, maybe he like turns and like is confused as to where that shot came from, maybe, or something like that.
It's probably really loud.
Yeah, I was gonna say it probably startles him.
Yeah. Okay. So startled radioactive bear is what we'll call this boost.
Seems like a bad,
Probably just startled.
thing.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Okay. So then from there, it is either Josh or Jared's turn. I guess you guys can decide who wants to go first between the two. Unless you want to go alphabetical order.
Which he didn't put
I
you
will
guys
go
in and put you in
first
the
since
opposite.
I'm first in the turn order.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Might as well.
Unless you really want to go jump.
I'll
in,
go
Jared.
for it.
I want to find a some kind of polearm spear-like object, like a gardening implement or something, and I want to find a nail or something I can drive through, maybe like that long. I want to make a cross form on the end of a spear stick.
Okay.
And I want
So this is like a
to roll that
credit
together
advantage
really
roll?
quickly. Yes.
All right, go for it.
And that one, I'm trying to remember now what we had said last time we talked about this. I can just roll crafts on that. I don't need to do any sort of investigate to find the materials.
No, yeah, I think craft would be part of that. I guess theoretically speaking, you could create an advantage to then create an advantage, but I think
Yeah, I mean, it would just be up
feels
to you, I
redundant.
guess, Connor. If Josh could just, if there were items around that you would describe for free.
Okay, yeah,
right?
that's a good point. So
Or in
investigate
a warehouse.
so it's already been described that there are various things around.
Yeah.
I guess investigate would be to figure out whether or not there are certain
Yeah,
things
I mean,
around,
Connor, real
or
quick.
like to find something specific.
Connor, real quick, do you want to just add a couple of aspects to the room?
Yeah. Me.
Right, so we can say, warehouse full of stuff.
Yeah.
As one.
Really windy outside.
Definitely.
It was a dark and stormy night.
Yeah, yeah. Are you writing these down?
Is it nighttime?
Okay. Well, because I was trying to write them down, and then we kept coming up with cooler names for things, and then. Okay, you have them up there.
There you go.
Perfect. Yeah. So those are just general aspects then that can be invoked on the other side.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
So Josh, go ahead and make your roll then.
okay, what's the difficulty in making a serviceable boar spear out of?
I think 2.
2? Okay. Ha! Rolled another 5.
Succeed with style.
Of course.
Nice.
2 invocations.
So tell me what's special about this this pointy object you've made since you succeeded with style.
I think this thing is particularly tough.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a spear. It's about 6 feet long, and I've got about a foot long crossbar
Nice.
through the end of it.
Mhm.
About a foot down from the end. This is 7 feet long. It's got that crossbar on it. It's very heavy duty. Like there's just bits
There's
nearby
no
that I was able to
trap on
throw
it.
together very quickly, like a couple of big nuts and a lag bolt that just was the perfect size to jam all this together.
Okay, yeah. Awesome. Okay, so then Jared, it is your turn.
You know I'm punching a bear.
Man, I should have made it a rhino.
No, he doesn't have a knife, though.
Yeah, oh, that's true, yeah.
For Adam's sake, I'll explain my my weapon. I have like the Captain America's like the
Nomad shield.
Yeah, his new shield that he got, like the
Kind of triangular black one.
the triangular black one. That's
In Endgame, when he's fighting the...
Like the one I
Not Endgame. Infinity.
They're not
War, but
Endgame,
yeah.
Infinity War.
War. Yeah, that one. I like that. But yeah, I'm just gonna go straight up sucker punch the bear in the face
Okay.
because why not? And I don't think any of my stunts help, but
It'll help a lot when it tries to kill you. But
Yeah.
when it gets a boost on me here.
Well, Jared, you could create an advantage to provoke it, right? And make sure that its next attack is on
We
you.
already have 4 advantages. I don't think we need to.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. You could also use all of these advantages if you wanted to. Well, probably not sturdy boar spear unless you have a specific reason why you think that would work.
Oh, we should have put the bear on there, but I just went ahead and put him in after Jared.
Well, go ahead and roll for the bear, and we'll see what I do.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
1.
He's rolling really
Yeah.
badly.
He
Also,
is.
also, why in the world does a radioactive bear only have a 4?
I'm gonna go
In
ahead.
athletics?
Yeah. Just Connor, Fate, you can just pump those numbers up as far as you want.
I know. It's other stats you haven't seen.
He has 7 fight, so
yeah, his fight is probably insane. His athletics, like he's not good at dodging bullets. Who would have thought? You know,
that's fair.
It's huge. So a +4 athletics, I thought was like.
Can I give you a suggestion, Connor?
Yeah.
You should give it a stunt that lets it use its physique to block bullets because it's just that fat and radioactive.
That is such a good idea.
Its physique is stupid high. So
that is such a good idea. I am definitely making that canon now. Thanks,
David.
Yeah.
Anytime. I mean, it was too easy, so I figured.
Of course, after this roll.
Well, you're not shooting with a bullet.
Oh, yeah. Wait, I'm going to spend a fate point. I will bear the weight of what needs to be done.
Just pick him up.
Jared dies.
I feel like I shoot
Jared.
Yeah, I feel like I shouldn't give you that because it's a pun, but I also absolutely have to give it to you because it's a pun.
I feel like you should double it.
Why? That's not how that works.
Should I use that to re-roll, or should I just do a +2, David? Because I have 3 minuses.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, you already got over his roll, so that is a terrible roll. Anything above this is just flat damage. So I feel like you might. I did get a -2.
Statistically impossible to. I got a -3.
Well, you got a -2 because you got a
plus
too. Yeah.
So it's a -2 total.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're probably not going to roll that bad again. The question is, do you think you'll roll 2 better? You know, you have to get a 0 to roll 2 better. Which, I mean, there's like 5 results that could be better. Basically.
I will spend a fate point on that just to add 2, and then I'll do aim for the eyes and startled. So that
okay.
Should leave aim for the eyes for me because it does a lot more damage when I use it.
I will leave that for David.
Thank you.
All right.
So you're just using startled.
Startled gun. And...
Yeah, so that is 6 to 6. 4.
Okay. He is going to.
Those was it.
Make sure you spend your fate. You spend your fate point, Jared.
Okay.
I'm going to spend a fate point to reroll on his aspect.
Spaghetti.
Literally
Henry?
Literally radioactive bear.
You can't just make every aspect literally.
Oh, I can because we talked about literary Fenrir right before the session. And so I absolutely can. And so
there you go. Literally a radioactive bear. Okay, yeah. I like
We'll have
no. It's like in Fallout where after you damage it so much, it gets like mutates and then gets stronger.
It's like the Hulk. Why your glasses changed?
Because I have lots of glasses.
I see. Nice.
I have one question for you. Did your character change his glasses too?
Yeah, he's just got like glasses in his pocket that every once in a while he'll like pull out a different one.
He blames missing his shot on his glasses. So he's like, I just got to get my lucky pair out.
Perfect.
One quick note for everybody, just for audio sake, because Adam's on his phone and our audio is coming through his phone speaker. If Adam's talking, we should all not talk, because otherwise it will start to cut out his voice. So
okay, yeah. Or when you guys are talking. Never mind.
I didn't hear.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah. Ironic. We were all perfectly silent, and Adam, we still couldn't hear him.
It's because I didn't say anything. I was waiting for you guys to say something, and you guys were waiting for me to say something.
Oh.
So I was like,
yeah. Got it. Okay. So Jared, he gets a mild consequence from that. So go ahead and tell me what this mild consequence is.
The kidney.
Nose. I can't think of anything clever.
There you go.
Okay.
Smell this, spam.
I'll just go ahead and add that to the map.
Oh, by the way, what I said was maybe it's like in Fallout when after you damage it so much, it mutates and becomes stronger. That's what happens. You damage it, and then it's getting angrier, and then all of a sudden it becomes more powerful, so it's harder to kill.
Nice.
It's radioactive for everyone wants.
There you go, Connor.
The boss battle.
Give it another stunt where it gets a +2 for every consequence it gets.
That is such a good idea.
That's definitely not a balanced. It's definitely not a balanced stunt. There's more to it than that. You have to have +2 to something. And every consequence would be OP, but it's an enemy, so who cares?
Yeah, it technically doesn't have a like. There's not a free invoke for Broken Nose.
Well, Jared gets one, right? Right, David? Is that how that works?
Consequences that he creates.
If you create a consequence, you get a free invoke on it.
Pretty sure you do.
That actually sounds familiar now.
Let me
I feel like we've never done that.
Yeah. I feel like I just remembered that now.
They do a Nebula Jazz, at least.
Nah, I'm pretty sure you're right. I just completely forgot about that.
Let me see if I can find it. Wounds. Here we go. Consequences. Boop, boop, boop.
Sorry, I was on spider killing duty with my wife. Okay, what just happened?
I was just looking up to see if he gets an S.
But I mean, we can probably move on for now because it's not going to matter.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll just keep looking at it. But
okay, yeah, that's actually good to know. I don't remember that being a thing. So then it is the bear's turn. So, let's see here.
yes, the opponent who forced you to take the consequence gets a free invocation. Boom.
Okay.
But yeah, you're right. I don't think we played like that.
No, I don't think I've ever used a free invocation on my consequence before.
So that's a thing?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's super. I like that though. I feel like that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Could you make that box blue, Caleb? Because otherwise it looks like the bear gets to use this because it's red.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that would confuse me. I don't know. Is it possible to make just the box blue?
You're right. You're right. There's no reason why it should be red. Yeah.
Cool. So this bear is going to use his stunt, and I'm trying to think of a name for it, but I think it's just my territory, and it's a +2 to fight when it's attacking in its cave.
Right.
Nice.
So I think
attacking with fight in its cave.
Yeah, it has to pick a skill, but I said fight is
attacking with fight.
I assumed.
I'd also like to suggest the stunt.
Stop it, David. Stop.
Is that the name of its stunt, or is that the name of your stunt idea?
Shoot David.
No, I think it's definitely going after Jared because it just got a broken nose from him.
Yeah, he did more damage too than I did.
Hey.
Oh boy.
Now we're talking.
I don't like that.
That was an average roll, guys.
Yep.
As he's attacking me, I'm like, this is your one chance to repent. Repent, bear, repent.
That's great.
According to the rules, I get the bonus.
Okay, Jared.
No, Jared. No.
My floofy boy's here, right?
Yes. Yeah,
he's an asset.
I described him, his hair standing on the back of his neck. So you can invoke him as something.
I'm going to
that costs a fate point though.
Okay. Well, only if I use him for to get a boost.
Yeah, I mean, but again, he's an extra, so he just doesn't have a character sheet. He's like a piece of equipment.
So in order to give him a mechanical benefit for you, you have to spend a fate point.
Yeah, or roll.
Even if I have a stunt, if he's in the scene with me.
What's it? Yeah, what's this?
If he's in the scene with you, that's different because that's just narratively speaking.
I thought you were going to say, well,
I think he has a stunt whose narrative trigger is Floofy Boy is there.
If he's there.
Yeah. And so narratively, you're describing you working in tandem with the dog.
That's what I was trying to say.
But and obviously that also means that the bear could attack the dog.
Right.
Yeah.
That could be one of my consequences.
Exactly.
Yes.
Damage doggy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do
damage doggy.
Fight. I get my Captain America +2 fight with a
You
shield.
can also use this broken nose invocation if you need it.
Oh, thank you.
Obviously, you can wait till you're all, but I suspect you're
man's
going to want
best
it.
boy, since I'm fighting with my boy.
You want to roll, Jared?
Yeah. I'm telling you what I'm invoking.
Well, you should roll first to see how much you need to.
The man's best boy is a stunt, I think.
Oh yeah, no, these are stunts. I'm telling you what I'm adding to it.
Oh, telling what you're adding to the roll,
Yeah.
so that you don't just roll with a +8 or whatever. We think why?
Yes.
Okay, I see.
And does pearls before swine count?
I don't think so. What does that one do?
That's the
I
one
told
where
I told the bear to repent.
No, absolutely not.
Actually, it literally says people. So
Nice.
people and bears.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Hey, bear can suck.
Wow, look at that.
Oh wow. Okay, very good.
And I am going to do my free invoke, and then that'll be succeeding with style, and then I do 2 shifts of damage.
That is true. Yeah. Okay.
He just dives at us, and then me and Doggy Boy just like
Punch it in the nose.
he like runs into the side, and I like hug him and fire some crossbow bolts into the bear.
Wait, you have a crossbow?
Yeah, in my shield. Remember?
Oh right, yeah.
Josh
yeah,
triggered
yeah.
my shields to have crossbow mechanisms.
Nice.
Thanks, Josh.
Okay. So then, whose turn is it?
It's David's.
I have a vested interest in making my teammates as overpowered as possible.
We love you for it.
All right, I'm going to try and shoot around Jared and his dog. I feel like I have to preemptively use an advantage to make this not make sense, because I have one that says like when I'm using an advantage, I get a +2 in addition. But I feel like waiting till after I roll, that doesn't really make sense because a +2 is a modifier to the roll. So I think as part of a balancing mechanism, I'll say that requires me to use it beforehand, because rolling higher in attacks doesn't really hurt you anyways. So I'm going to use aim for the eyes, even though I haven't rolled yet.
Okay.
And I made it take shifts of damage last turn. So
That is true.
5, 6, 7, 8.
I love how when you get to like a certain number in Fate, like it just says legendary +1
Yeah.
plus
Yeah.
whatever the number.
I was reading the rules this morning, and it says we encourage you to make up names for things above 8. So in case anybody thinks of something,
I think we did. I think when we played Fate originally, we had those reference sheets. I think Jared wrote down like Mogar as one of them. And
yeah. We should have literally Fenrir as a +12 or something like that.
Literally.
Oh my gosh, that's such a bad roll. Got a -2. Got a +12 to
10. David gets a 10 and he says, "Oh my gosh, that's such a bad roll."
I rolled a -2.
All right, it's time for David's card to be put in.
That's
the ground.
disappointing. It's just a -2.
Yep. So he gets 5 shifts over him, and so go ahead and describe a moderate
4
consequence here.
fate points. I'm sure
I only have 2, but
Connor.
Oh yeah. You are
yeah.
so right. Why don't I so we described this being a warehouse full of stuff. I think the bear is using the terrain to its advantage, right? This is his territory. And so I think he is especially with the bullets, he's using cover. He's like literally using cover. And not in like an intelligent way, but in the way of like he's dashing back and forth between.
I was about to say, if he's smart enough to use cover, he's smart enough to repent.
So I'll give him a +2 to that. So the
bear just suddenly turns around.
Actually,
like, there
what?
We go. I repented.
It really does not help him in this situation to try and take 2 less shifts, because he still has to take the same consequence and stress. So. Forget I said that. Go ahead and describe a moderate consequence, David.
First, I'd like to. Well, yeah, because that's pretty solid. I'll just stick with that. Yes. Well, I had aim for the eyes, so let's go with I hit the eyes.
Okay. All right. So, do you want to say gouged eye?
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
And you have a free invoke on that now.
Yeah.
It's pretty beaten up. Just to let you guys know, this bear has almost had it. So Caleb, go ahead and take your turn.
Cool.
Well, thanks for your last turn, literally being the get Adam into the scene thing. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but
it definitely wasn't.
Oh, perfect.
Because I didn't know exactly how you were going to do it, right? So
that's not how I was going to do it, but it was perfect.
Glad to be of assistance. I will go ahead and just, I don't know. I feel like I want to actually do some damage to it, so I'll shoot it.
Okay. Shoot it with bullets, just to clarify.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I need another stunt. All right. I'm just gonna shoot it.
Okay.
All right. I go die in a hole.
It succeeds with style. Yeah, it gets a boost on you.
I go up to one of the shelves. I just start shaking it and just like it's over. I'm done.
Well, I think you shoot, and I think you quite literally shoot at a shelf that topples towards you.
Yeah.
And
Thanks, Connor. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah,
he's pinned by the shelf.
No, you don't get pinned by the shelf. That's not a boost. That's like
that's a consequence.
That's a lot worse than that. I don't know what you'd call that besides like
clipped by a shelf.
Yeah, either that or clumsy.
No, let's do clip by a shelf. Yeah.
Okay. So Adam, go ahead and make your roll then. Or not make your roll. It's your turn. So go ahead and decide what you want to do.
Oh, okay. Am I just rolling normally then?
Well, it depends on what you want to do. If you just want to shoot at it again, then you can absolutely.
Is there anything around him that, like anything above this warehouse that could land on him?
Well, remember you have aspects. So if you want to spend one of your 3 fate points to create a narrative detail about something, you absolutely can. You could luckiest man alive. You can invoke that and say that there is, I don't know, like an explosive or something like on a shelf near him, and then you could roll to try and shoot that.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely going to invoke him. I was just trying to think of I was just seeing if there was anything around him in the first place. But yeah, I was going to invoke that one. I'll do. Oh, let's see. What would be in this? I mean, it's a warehouse, so it could literally be anything. I don't know. Yep. Just a crate full of C4, just like sitting on one of the top shelves, and I'm like, oh,
well, okay. Maybe not a crate full of C4 because that might blow up the whole building.
I was going to say we are still sheltering from inclement weather. I don't want to die.
It's like I see a crate. It's like C4. I was like, nah. I go to the next crate. And it's like something a little bit less. It's like
one
grenades.
Stick of dynamite. Oh. Yeah.
Like, no, not that one. I'm like scoping. I see. Let's see. What would be? This would be like a weapons warehouse for all we know. I don't know. How about?
Well, we have been told it was a power station.
Oh,
like a power. Like there was a power station nearby. This is kind of like just an equipment shed.
Oh, maybe there's some sort of like an engine or something behind him, or not an engine, but like a power generator behind him or something. Can I invoke that, Connor?
Yeah, I mean, so you'd be spending a fate point to create that narrative detail. Yes. And then we would make that as an aspect of he's standing right next to a power generator.
Yeah.
And you can try to use the power generator to your advantage.
Yes, I'm going to do that. Does that go into your dice, number of dice you can roll?
No. So you're always rolling the same amount of dice. It just depends on the bonus you're getting.
How do you add the bonus?
Well, so the bonus would depend on. In this, creating this narrative detail, I guess, Caleb, would this be him just adding a +2 to his shoot attack? Or would this be he's creating something different? He's creating an advantage or creating a roll opportunity that he can try to shoot the explosive instead of trying to shoot the
It would be creating an advantage.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the way Fate deals with any of those situations is just by adding an aspect to the field that he can then use to get a better shot. To get better to get more on his next shot.
You can spend a fate point to make a narrative statement.
You can just spend a fate point. Yeah.
It wouldn't mechanically benefit you. If you want to mechanically benefit you, you just want to create and roll a create advantage, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But if you want to be like bears in this world are super like damaged by electricity, then maybe you'd spend a fate point on that, and then I guess you could do that. Was that what you wanted? But yeah, him wanting to be like maneuver it next to a thing, or just have that be a thing like to notice, could just be a creative advantage. If you're okay with it.
I mean, we're shooting it, and so like penetration isn't what's hurting it. That's what I'm saying. So I'm thinking if some sort of like explosion or some sort of electrical advantage over him would
right.
affect him, as opposed to it being bulky and just not taking penetration kills or anything. So that's what I was thinking. Doing something other than just trying to shoot it itself, but thinking giving advantage over it because it's not just straight
trying to find something better to shoot. Yeah, I mean that makes sense to me as long as it makes sense to Connor.
Yeah. So what would the roll then be for the situation? Is he like rolling to overcome to set this generator off? Or is this a free invoke since he has created an advantage? Because he's not rolling for it because he's spending a fate point to create an advantage based upon like to invoke his aspect to create an advantage. I don't know if that's something that you do.
Well, if he's got an aspect he's spending on, then
he can spend a fate point.
Just up to you, but yeah, he'd just be spending
and then he just
a
gets
fate point. And
+2.
He would just shoot it,
Yep.
shoot the canister and try and damage.
Yeah, that's literally all it is. You're just spending the fate point on the aspect to get a +2 then at that point.
Okay, and then so then you would roll shoot then, Adam, and you're shooting the bear, quote unquote, but you're getting a +2 to the attack because of this advantage that you're doing. And then on top of that, he can't use his stunt because he's not protecting against gunfire. He's protecting against like a power generator. So he's rolling athletics instead of his physique. So really, you're getting a +4 overall, but you're only putting in a +2, and he's just getting a -2 to his roll.
Can you use stuff that would incentivize you to make a better shot since I'm shooting? Like, can I invoke something that would, want me or encourage me to make a better shot and to succeed, or does that not give you an advantage?
Well, so what I would say is you should roll first, and then if you don't succeed at your roll, then you can look at your character sheet and figure out if you want to invoke something else.
Yeah.
So in this is something that we've done like 10 times now. Is we've been trying to like stack up all of our like advantages and spend all of our fate points before we roll because Burning Wheel has ruined us
in the best way.
In the best way possible. So you can just roll first and then add things to it.
In fact, you just roll and then we can figure out. Just go ahead and roll. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. You're rolling at your normal or so your shoot is +4. And then you're getting a +2 to your roll. So that's really
the fate point gave you a +2. So you should have put +2 for the future reference, or just 2 in the little pop up, and then that would have given you another +2. But we can just add it on for ourselves for now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you have 5 shifts over him, and in that case, I mean, you get to say a severe consequence then, because if he spends a fate point to try to lessen that cost, he can't take anything else besides the severe consequence. So, Adam, you get to decide what the severe consequence is for this guy. What describe to me what you do, or describe for us what you do that really damages this thing.
I mean, other than shoot the power thing, yeah.
Yeah, no. So you shoot the power thing. What happens to the bear then that hurts it so much?
I would say that like. I would definitely say like it's probably connected to like a battery, so it just kind of explodes and knocks the bear down. So it's at least like not moving. It's kind of been knocked down from the explosion. I hope nobody was like near it significantly because that could let's just say Jared has his shields up or something.
I mean,
kind of like the power generator just kind of like superheats and blows it away. You know, just kind of like causes a big explosion, but like, you know, so there's kind of like shrapnel going on, but it's also kind of, there's electricity, so it's kind of shocking at the same time. I would just say it knocks the bear over. I don't know if that
probably has various burn marks and wounds as well, like shrapnel wounds.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a good like name for that though.
I would say crashed and burned.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think with physique at +6, he can take an extreme consequence too, right? Or is it just another mild consequence?
It's another mild consequence. Yep. Extreme consequences are usually a player option. Like if they don't definitely want their character to die, like concede in the scene, but they want to like, yeah.
Yeah, you explained that to me before, actually. I forgot about it. So, so he is just barely alive. This thing is weak.
I would say it's not like ready to fight left. It's not really. It would either retreat or it's just kind of like intimidate. You know, it's just kind of like cowering. It's not like ready to fight still. It's just probably not moving around much either.
So, because of the radioactive poisoning that it has, or radioactive, I guess it's called the radioactive poisoning, right? Radioactive virus or whatever we want to say it is. Like it's like rabid, so it does still want to fight.
Oh, it does. Okay, yeah. So it's just like everything inside of it's like I still have to fight.
Yeah. So Josh, then it is your turn. So this thing has very little health left. Tell me how you probably finish this thing off.
Sure. So it's still moving somewhere, right? Like, if I were to get in its face and look kind of vulnerable, would it charge me?
It might want to, but I think you can kind of see that it would have a hard time doing so.
Okay. Just because
it's probably stumbling around like trying to get its bearings. Yeah.
All right. So then what I'm going to do,
groundhog that Jared and I saw.
Sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up underneath of it, so it can get an easy angle to swipe at me. And I'm going to try to jam the butt of the spear into a crack in the ground, the point of the spear on its chest, and try to impale the thing up to the crossbar on the spear.
Yeah.
As it goes for me.
That is awesome. Okay, so I think that's a fight roll then, right?
Yeah. And I'm going to, because with my Junk Fu Master, I get a +2 bonus. Because I'm fighting with my sturdy boar spear. It's actually a bear spear, but
so this is he's going to roll defense with fight though.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So +2. Really?
Oh okay. Wow. Well, you can invoke both of your. Wow, it got a -4 with its roll, and so it has a.
All right.
So, I mean, you can just spend both of your free invokes or just one free invoke with your sturdy board spear and still do 2 shifts of damage to it.
And you still have 4 fate points counter.
Yeah, and you might as well keep the boar spear because that means it doesn't like it's you still have an invoke on it for something else that might happen.
Yeah, so I'll spend 1 fate point then to do 2 shifts of damage.
Well, you don't need to spend a fate point, but because you have
free invoke, not fate point. Okay.
But I think I'm going to spend a fate point on I want to say, I'm trying to think of what this aspect is called.
Hold on. Can someone give me my fate point back? My deleted preemptively.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got to get okay. I think this aspect is called thicker than whale blubber, and it's flesh. It looks like kind of looks like in My Hero Academia, where the giant flesh guy is like in the beginning of the 3rd season. That's kind of how his flesh looks like, and
like the muscle guy talking about.
Yeah, the muscle guy. Yeah. He's got some thick blower on him, so spend a fate point on that. But then Josh, you can just spend your last invoke on the sturdy boar spear.
Mm.
He still has 2 fate points left, though, right?
I was going to say, could I also invoke like broken nose? That with the pain, so with it in pain so close to its face,
you know what? Let me double
it's stumbling
check.
around a lot more heavily than it normally would be, and rams itself further down on the spear.
But he can't have a free ones.
Yeah, because Caleb was the one that, or not Caleb, sorry, Jared was the one that made the broken nose.
I think it's I think for consequences, only the person who gave the person. You can still spend a fate point on it like a normal aspect, but I think only the person who did it gets the invoke.
Okay, well, I might as well spend my invoke on the my other invoke on the boar spear then, because no use in spending points until Connor makes me spend points.
Yeah, and then I can't think of anything else to.
I mean, you have clip by a shelf still
for this person. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I forgot about that.
Shouldn't the bear have another consequence from when I shot it?
It does. Aim for the eyes. Or no. What was that?
Aim for the eyes is what I used to shoot
but
it.
only David.
Oh, gouged eye is what that was. But only you can use that.
Correct.
But we didn't put that on the board there.
Yeah, I was just looking at it and didn't find it. That's why I asked.
Yeah. I think it'll use clip by a shelf, and narratively speaking, there's just a shelf that's fallen over.
Right, exactly.
So I think it pushes you back up against the shelf, Josh, and so you like run out of room to back up as he's kind of moving forward, and so he uses the shelf to his advantage with grounding or with footing.
Okay.
You still have 4 fate points, so
yeah, you spent a fate point on that.
He had a free invoke on it.
So. Oh, he has a free invoke
on it. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm going to spend. I'm going to spend a fate point on. Let's go with gouged eye. It can't see me clearly, so it's going to try and get its face as close to me as possible, and in doing so, it's going to push itself further out of the spear.
Yeah.
Dealing more damage.
I'm going to invoke, it was a dark and stormy night, and say that the power goes out.
Spend a fate point on it, you mean?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Spend a fate point to
nice. So
invoke.
we hear a rumble. Yeah, we hear a rumble and then all the lights go out. Yeah.
Yep. And
that's terrifying. That's actually terrifying.
I'm Aragorn right now holding that sword.
Yep.
And it's clawing its way down the sword to me.
Yeah.
I have a sniper rifle, so I'm far away from it. So I'm like the farthest guy away, like, oh, what's going on?
I just felt the need to explain that to everybody, just so you guys know I'm
safe. I'm good.
Look, if it starts mauling people, it's going to kill me, then Jared, then you.
Yeah. Adam's like, yep, it's good.
I maybe should have got a little more defense on my melee character.
The thing is, you have more fate points, so you can outspend.
Yeah,
them.
Exactly. I'm just trying to think of what are some other clever ones.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend a fate point on determination will rise from the ashes. There's no way the demons of this world are going to take me down.
Nice.
Not while there's so much rebuilding left to do.
And I'm going to say he spends a fate point on warehouse full of stuff and you trip on something.
You're just like, I will not. Oh.
Let's see what you got. Show me your hand.
Are you bluffing?
No, we still have a full session in front of us and Connor gets 5 more fate points.
So the thing that I trip over is a bone of a large creature that it had killed and eaten. And noticing that and glancing over, I see the bone. And I think, are we building a future on the bones of the present? And I spent a fight point on that to stand with more determination.
killed this. You killed this.
I want it to be so deep. So you saw a bone. And now you fight better.
This reminds me of a time in Nebula Jazz when someone invoked table for one, which was supposed to mean that they were a loner in life, but they were actually sitting at a table by themselves. So they invoked that for something.
That's what I love about Fate. Is the way you can re-envision aspects. Yeah.
Oh no, absolutely though. That works perfectly. Yeah, you kill this thing.
Oh yeah.
Impale it on this spear, and I think we have a Tarzan moment, right, where everything's quiet, and the bear is so big and like its mass is so big that it like curls around the spear, and everybody thinks that Josh is like dead under it, as somebody like brings by like a flashlight or something like that. And I think Josh, you like come out and you're like all Tarzan style, right? Like I killed it.
So like we see the bear carcass start to like shift and stuff, and then Josh like
yeah. So Josh, do you have any one-liner that you want to say?
That would be a really great time for a cheeky one-liner, but
you have a right to bear arms.
I'm a little. There you go. Thank you, Adam.
There it is.
Oh boy!
Wait, hold up though. Is that exactly what?
That's literally how the exchange went down. Josh can't find a one-liner, and Adam supplies
Adam's
it.
like, "Oh, I got one. I was hoping to kill it. I was thinking about that."
And he probably like reloads his sniper rifle when he says it, right? Like, like you have the right to bear arms. And obviously that's where we take our break, right?
No, we don't wait a little bit longer before.
He's like, right, you get it. Like he's like that was a good one. Like he's like super good. Like he's like, hey guys, that was a good one, right? That was a good one. Anything?
Your puns, Adam, are unbearable.
No. We're done. We're done with all this.
I have something that I have to do on the break, so wait just a little bit longer.
Okay.
I was going to take it at 9:30.
Got it.
So with this, what do you guys do with Adam? I mean, does anybody say anything to him? Like, you guys all have seen him before. Like, you guys remember Adam.
I mean, aside from
you're in this warehouse.
There's the incredibly obvious question of what are you doing here? How did we cross paths with you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there was probably that moment where like we were like worried about Josh, right? And then he comes back up, and then Adam says that, and then I think we all probably just look at Adam, and we're just like, and I'm just like, you what?
Wait a second.
Am I supposed to say something?
We're probably all just like looking at you with general disbelief, and then maybe like short comments of like, what?
You guys all look at me, and I like look behind me. And he's just like, I don't know.
No, we're asking, how did you get here? What happened to you?
I don't remember.
I'm sorry.
What do you mean you don't? So you came to the town with me to Nebraska, and then you just took off, and I haven't seen you since. Well, what?
You could have helped.
Listen there, kiddo. I have never met you in my entire life, but somehow I do at the same time. It doesn't make any sense. I saw a bus. I thought I'd follow it. Thought somebody needed me because, I mean, who does?
So you were out in a tornado, and instead of your first thought being, I should take shelter from the tornado, your thought was, I bet these people who have shelter already need my help. Yep, this sounds like Adam.
That's not at all what I was thinking. I thought tornado. I said, tornadoes are cool.
Well, so
you got a tornado, but you guys all went inside.
So, Adam, I want to point out something there. Something should disturb you from what Caleb just said. He knows your name.
I don't even know my name. Why do you keep calling me Adam?
Well, now you know your name. What is this? Some sort of joke? I don't. It's not really that funny. I mean, we just killed the bear.
What needs to be funny when you look as good as me?
I just look at everybody else like, almost as like, is this happening? Am I in some weird fever dream right now? Like,
and while I would normally agree with them, I'm very concerned. If you don't actually know your own name, Adam, are you all right? Are you?
I'm sure this is a bit. Just give him a few minutes.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a bit.
Okay.
I feel fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful, thank you. Gee, you're a head shot with that.
So I think
don't encourage him, Mary.
So I think like the rest of the crew has like come over to the like situation, right? They like found you guys, and I think
about time.
Who did the funniest person to do this? I think Mr. Lang has a flashlight, and as you guys are having this exchange, he's shining the flashlight at you guys, like to whoever's talking. So he's like going back and forth.
Right, and we get office style quick like pans over to people.
And Mr. Lang's just following with the flashlight.
And I was like, "Can you stop that?"
Yeah.
So, who's got the food and drink?
I think Dr. Helen Marlowe, I think she is like, well, since it seems like we need to have a bit of a talk, what do we have something that the Middle Easterns used to do in ancient times? Why don't we have a Kalila Dimna night?
Oh,
there's a tornado outside. It's very, very, very likely that we could die here.
I look at her and I say, "Did you watch the BBC Robin Hood series?"
She looks at you. It's just like, no.
You definitely watched the BBC Robin Hood series, didn't you? You wanted to sound all culturally whatever there. No, I've seen that too. All right, listen, British television doesn't mean you're cultured.
I think that's Connor who watched.
Yeah, that's me that watched.
Exactly. I'm directly calling Connor out right now.
Yeah, via the character that knows something that only I would know because I didn't look it up. I don't know anything about ancient Middle Eastern history, or not history, but culture. Yeah.
Connor, who's the closest to me right now?
Your girl.
No, like of these guys.
Probably Jared.
I like go up to Jared. I just put my hand on his shoulder. I'm not looking at him. I just do it. I'm just like, well, if it's alcohol, I'm down.
I'm just kind of looking up in the middle distance.
Like, if it's alcohol, I'm so down.
You know, I wasn't convinced this was Adam.
And then he looks over to Josh, and he's like, "This guy looks like he could use a drink."
I mean, I could always use a drink, but also I'm probably covered in like radioactive bear gore, aren't I?
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, so we're just gonna move past the obvious reference to the BBC Robin Hood series.
Jared, you get that because you watch the BBC Robin Hood series. Do you like say in solidarity, or
I mean, did he watch it before 2015?
I don't know, but whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just like, oof. Yeah, she probably just knows big words, so I'm not siding with Caleb here. I'm like, I was from like, I think she just knows big words.
No. Okay, all right.
So I think you guys start a fire, right? With like some of the things that are in the warehouse and for light. And what'd you say, Adam?
I said, wow, that's aggressive.
Yeah, we're just gonna burn down the warehouse.
Yeah,
just start. I'm just like, all right, well, I'm done here, and then just start like putting gasoline everywhere.
But no, so you guys start a fire because it's dark, and I
probably like look around. I'm like, is there any? Do we know if there's any ventilation? Lang, you wanna? We don't want. Well, I guess this warehouse is probably high enough. I guess the smoke can just gather up there. Never mind.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about smoke damage. This is fate.
I'm just thinking like my character, Connor.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing.
Yeah. All right. Well, I was just making sure you weren't thinking mechanically. Like, you got to make sure we don't take smoke damage. I was like, nah, fam, you good. Yeah. Okay. So I think Clarence and Helen like take their roles as like the hosts, because this is what they used to do with the other place, and that's where you guys just came from, was like all having feasts and stuff together. So I think Helen and Clarence like start making the fire and start handing out drinks and food and that kind of a thing. And I think this is where we just kind of catch up, right? And this is where we're going to start this little flashback sequence. And kind of how I want this to work is, I think what we're going to do here is we're going to establish what is canon. And I kind of want you guys to talk in character and pass around the mic. So for instance, if one of you guys remembers something that happened, just say what happened. And if one of you guys remembers it differently, or you want to say something different happened, then just say, no, Jared, that's not how it happened. Like, this is what happened. And we'll literally play it out like that. And we'll try to do it as far as we can go. And if you guys don't remember like what happened, literally just be like, make something up, or make something up that was close to it, or just like push it to the next milestone. And we'll just kind of have like a raw, like in character conversation. And throughout that, we'll make some rolls and those types of things.
Sounds good. I mean, so this is just us like literally having a Kalila Demna night, just like having some heart to heart like conversations and like flashbacks to our past and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, this probably all starts where like we realize Adam actually isn't joking about any of this, and it's like, and then eventually I think I'm just like, all right, listen, guys, like I got kind of get a huddle together. I'm like, I think it was funny at first, but I legitimately think that Adam has amnesia. Because at some point he would have broken character, because I would have made like I've made at least 3 references to things that he has opinions on, and he didn't take the bait. So, and then I think
things have happened.
I mean, yes, exactly. So we probably need to ask Emily to take a look at him.
I'm not sure you can fix amnesia like that, but I suppose it can't hurt.
Well, I mean, I just want to make sure that, like, if there's no, like, internal bleeding or brain damage or anything like that.
Right. I guess that's fair.
Emily, come into our huddle.
Well, Adam, I think this would be a good time for you to explain or introduce your lady friend. Give us a name and like a description of what she looks like.
I haven't thought of a name.
I can come up with a name for you if you want.
I'm gonna call her Scarlet.
Okay.
Because she has reddish hair, and that's the only. I just call her Scarlet. It's like, this is my lady friend Scarlet. She's like, my name's actually Gabby. So Scarlet and I, last thing I remember, we're fighting a revolution. Don't remember why. Don't remember what for. I just know that we were fighting a revolution, and we sort of won.
Okay, wait. I have one question about that. You said fighting a revolution. Were you fighting the revolution, or were you fighting in the revolution?
That's a little fuzzy. I think I was in it. I believe I was the leader, because that's the kind of person I am. But that's pretty fuzzy too. But I was leading, I believe. And then I'm gonna nickname Scarlet. I'm gonna call her Scarlet. Scarlet's like, we kind of were leading it.
So I probably just look straight at Gabby at this point. I'm just like, can you tell us what's going on here?
So Adam, I'm thinking we get a flashback, right? I'm thinking where Scarlet like tells us what happened, and we get a flashback. Yeah, unless you don't want to do that.
Essentially, our camp, or our civilization in Canada was kind of started being oppressed by some raiders who came in, and they decided to create a sort of policing, not a government, but it was about 50 people, but they had guns and we didn't. They had more guns than we did, and they sort of took some of our resources and kind of joined into our civilization without ever asking. And so we sort of planned a revolution against them, and we sort of took over. But what happened was they all turned on us, two of us, and before we knew it, Adam was stealing supplies, very valuable and non-practical things, and we left because they had planned a coup on us for no apparent reason. I mean, we were kind of the leaders of the revolution until they just decided that they didn't like us anymore, and so we hightailed it out of there.
So let's get. I want to zoom into like a scene here of how did Adam hit his head or whatever it was where he lost his memory, and I want to kind of explore how Adam like doesn't just listen to Gabby like explain what happened before this, because I'm assuming you've known this Gabby for like longer than this, or did you just meet her during that revolution and this is all
no they were together the whole time. They were like kind of like the leaders of the group.
Okay, yeah.
But,
so I'm assuming that Scarlett's probably explained like the story, like your past, multiple times to you. Is there like a block in your memory where like you can't retain those memories?
Yeah, because he wasn't like injured. He's like selective. He's kind of like broken down because of all the things that he's kind of like lost and gone through. And he's just like, he's basically essentially given up on life, and he's kind of just taken on a new character and is like, I don't even care. So he doesn't like, he chooses not to remember anything. And so he doesn't even know who he is. The last thing he remembers is basically the revolution. And he's like, well, I guess it's all pointless now. And so he just kind of like moves on and is like, and he doesn't really care. Like she's like told him about it, and he's like, and he just kind of forgets it and then moves on. And then he's just like, even when she explains it to him, he just kind of like forgets it and doesn't care because of how like sick of it he all is. And so he really does have amnesia. He just is like, he kind of doesn't even pay attention when she tries anymore, because he just kind of like, he loses interest and kind of like, oh, what's that over there?
That's really interesting.
Yeah, so that's super cool. So if you think you can, I want to zoom into an actual scene though, and like to the moment where Adam like this happens to Adam.
It's and like the harp. Josh is giving me a look. No, it's like the harp music that happens when like we go into a flashback and the scene gets all wavy.
Yeah. So Scarlett says it went like this, and she kind of like looks up, and we get the wavy.
Well, we probably the camera pans up and we see the smoke and the sparks flying, and then we pan back down and there's something on fire in front of
Yeah. So I'll kind of maybe set the scene, and you can kind of tell me if it works or doesn't work, and you can kind of change narrative. But we'll do that. And obviously, this is a very serious RPG. It's a very serious show. So we don't have we don't have Gabby looking up and then thinking like we have the like drizzle or whatever. But we do get that that scene change with the smoke. And we kind of zoom down. I think it's during the fight, right? Where this is where your people like decided to turn on their own, and they just decided they don't want to follow you anymore. And so probably a battle broke out between some of the few that were still loyal to you and everybody else. And so we kind of see a little bit of a combat. And I think probably Adam, like this is where he like couldn't handle it. And so I think we get Gabby running into a room where you are, where like your, I don't know, like command position is, like where you would normally go to like give out the orders and like have the meetings, that kind of a thing. And I think she like runs in and she's like, actually, no, I think we get like a scene of her like dodging through a fight, right? Through a battle. Like she's like avoiding different groups of people and like hugging walls and like running through like gunfire, that kind of a thing, to like reach you. And she's not joining in the fight unless she has to. Like one guy like gets too close to her and she has to like stab him and push him over and leave her knife and like keep going. And then she finally like bangs open the door, and she's like, Adam, they're attacking, and she like turns the corner and sees you, and she stops. And what is Adam doing?
He's like in a room, but he's staring out like a window, just kind of like not just like completely still. And on his desk, a picture of him, and it's that picture of you, me, and Ben. And he's just like kind of remembering like the time before all of this happened, and she knew he was like looking at it and remembering it, and then he just kind of like slowly like turns around, and there's like the table that it's on. He just grabs the table and just flips it, and he just starts like going berserk, but with not saying anything. He just like starts flipping stuff, and then he like grabs a gun and just starts like shooting out windows.
Jeez.
But like completely like straight face. He's just kind of like. And then he like just drops the gun, and then he has just a blank look on his face, and he kind of pauses for a second, and he's like, "I can't go back to the way it was." And he kind of just like drops to his knees, but he's still kind of like blankly staring. He's not like, she's like right in front of him, but he's not looking at her. And he just kind of like it seems like he's like losing all like thought in his mind. Like he's thinking about so many things where he's just kind of like almost going limp in his body.
So obviously I think Gabby like tries to like hold you up, right? Like she sees you going limp, and she like comes over and like leads you to like a chair, and is like,
"Don't go bombing the zombie."
What's wrong? Yeah. She doesn't say that, but she's like, "Sir, what's wrong? Like, we can still win. I mean, we have to help our people. We have to help those who are loyal to you."
They don't want to be helped. They all want the same thing, and I can't give it to them. And he's in his mind, he's thinking like they all want to go back to normal, but he knows that's like not going to happen. He knows it's never like things will always be different, and no matter how much he tries, it'll always end in something that is not similar to the way it was before the radiation. So he's just like, they all want the same thing, but like they're just gonna keep fighting this endless war. Not like figuratively, like they'll just keep fighting and keep trying, and then something will set us back because it's not the same. And that's like kind of where he's getting at. And he's like, I can't get.
Yeah, and so I think Gabby just kind of nods to you and is like, "So what are your orders, sir?" And I think maybe this is where Adam just decides he doesn't want to remember anymore. Or do you think there's like a more traumatic spot here?
He tells her to like go out and wait, go out of the room and wait for him.
Okay.
And then I think that he like grabs a gun and he tries to like, he puts it to his head, but he like clicks it and it doesn't work.
Okay. Yeah.
And then that's when he drops the gun and like loses it.
Okay.
And then hears something drop, and she walks in, and then he's just that's when he's like he tried to like end it all, but it doesn't work, and he just kind of like lost it at that point. And then
so I think we see Gabby's.
Wait, what were you saying? I was gonna say then he kind of like waits for a second. She like is kind of like trying to like wake him up because he's not like saying anything, and then she kind of like slaps him, and he's like, "Well, let's go." And then all of a sudden she's like, "Well, I guess he's out of it." And then he just bolts to like the weapons storage, and then like just kind of picks up a bunch of like ammo and stuff, and he's like, "Ooh!" And he sees this like sniper rifle, and that's when he's like, "I like that." And it was like kind of was like the other one were just like a bunch of like really crappy weapons. Like they're not really like that was like the main find, the main scavenge that, and then he just takes that, and then I think like the fight probably has like broken out, or like at least the other side is kind of like won essentially, or people have kind of like surrendered, and that, you know, the opposite side that wasn't loyal to me is kind of like they kind of won, and then a few minutes later they break in and they're looking for me, and I'm already gone.
Okay, yeah. So and obviously, so like Gabby came with you.
Yeah,
And I think in her head, probably at first, she's like, do you think I want to ask you, because Gabby is an extra on your character sheet, so I want to ask you, does Gabby know that you tried to kill yourself and failed, or does Gabby think that she does? Okay, so I feel like she probably, yeah. I feel like she probably feels a tremendous amount of guilt for letting you out of her sight, right? Because that could have been it. I mean, you could have killed yourself, and that could have been it. So I feel like that's why you guys have this dynamic, is because I'm assuming you guys aren't in a romantic relationship right now. But so I think at this point she does like you, but her relationship with you is just filled up with so much guilt, where she's just like, I can't let him out of my sight.
Yeah, now she feels like responsible for me because I'm just kind of like around and not like, it's like, this is inside the canon, guys. Like he knows like everybody, but he doesn't know why, or he just kind of is like, yeah, I know that guy. And like, so he knows a lot of people. So he remembers all of you. He doesn't remember any of your names or how he met you. He just kind of like knows what you're good at, essentially, like how you have used to him. He's like, oh yeah, I know that guy. I've seen that guy before.
So he's got vague recollection of certain things, but he can't quite put his finger on why or like specifics. And that plays into, I think, a stunt that you made, or is it an aspect?
Yeah, it's an aspect. He just has contacts.
Or good contacts. Yeah, okay. And you could create a stunt about that in the future here. So keep that in mind. Since you haven't made any of your stunts yet, you can come up with those things.
Yeah, he's an amnesiac with a good contacts.
Yeah, which is really fun. It could be really fun. Okay, so so from here, I think we kind of zoom out. I'm gonna ask the rest of you four, do you think there's a role here that can be made to create some sort of advantage or aspect, or should we just come out of this and say there's an aspect between Gabby and Adam where their relationship is kind of built on guilt? Like, how do you think mechanically this should go? Because I was kind of grasping for something.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure how it should.
I think for each of the scenes we should do a creative advantage. Because it shouldn't just
specific role.
Yeah, it should be a role. Like, it shouldn't just be it happens, because that's
right. I agree.
That's not any fun. But yeah, some sort of role happens, and then you can make an advantage off that.
Josh, what were you gonna say?
Oh, just the frustrating part would be if the role fails despite the scene being good, then we end up with
you get a negative aspect. Right.
Despite the scene being good. So then the aspect gets divorced from the actual content and quality of the scene, which is fair if we're playing this as a mechanical system.
So what we can do for future reference is have roll create an advantage and then decide how people feel about it. But I think we can roll this, and I think for Gabby feeling tremendous amount of guilt here, that could go either way.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It could result in loyalty, or it could result in like a bad sense of.
I feel like any of these things is going to go either way.
When you fail a creative advantage, it's not that the enemy gets an advantage. You create the aspect, and they get a free invoke. So theoretically, you could still spend a point on it. It's just that it's not going to help you.
Yeah.
Unless you spend a point on it, but it still could, and you know that it's more likely to hinder you.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be the
aspect still gets. We can always just say the aspect gets created no matter what. But
right, and
you don't get an explicitly get an explicitly negative.
Yeah.
Aspect.
So it's just a free invokes.
It just starts off stacked against you.
Yeah, it starts off with an invoke that Connor can use against you. But once he uses it, it's
Yeah, so for Adam here, what would you want to call this aspect? Do you have a specific name for it, or does somebody else have a specific idea for what it should be called?
Of her relationship with me, basically?
Yeah.
Maybe we should
also you should roll
it first.
Yeah,
and then,
we should roll it first. You're right.
What do I roll?
So I guess it'd depend on what you think the role would be here.
Right, exactly.
Maybe like context, rapport, maybe.
Yeah,
right.
probably rapport. Because I guess Gabby's a part of his character, so it could be Gabby's relationship with Adam.
Yeah.
Like, how well are they handling their relationship together? Is there tension?
Yeah.
Is there like what does it look like?
You asking me?
No,
Well,
I'm asking.
that's what the roll's
That's
gonna
kind of the
decide.
question. So now we roll, and depending on the roll, we'll kind of see how this pans out. I guess I haven't looked at the number yet, so I'm trying to think of a difficulty. Probably 2, just as a static difficulty for most everything.
Oof,
Here.
that is a 1 for you, Adam.
Okay.
Makes sense. That's probably bad on my end because I don't really remember much. So
Okay, yeah. So probably I should have been there. Or maybe I'll never leave your side.
I was thinking puppy guarding, but
Puppy guarding, I like it. Puppy guarding. Okay. All right. So I'll put that on my sheet over here, and I'll put Adam in parentheses. And make some brackets. Bad brackets. Bad brackets. There we go. And I don't know if I can change the color on that, but that should be red. Okay, so I feel like now would probably be the good time to take the break here.
Yeah.
That didn't work. Oh, I guess it should just be red entirely, shouldn't it? Yeah.
Again, it's just a thing that you have a free invoke on. So
Right.
you could just maybe make the box red or something if you're able to selectively change the.
I don't know.
It's fine. I mean, red just tells us that the invoke is for Connor, and it isn't. I mean, all of these are going to be.
Remember that.
Yeah, I mean, they're all going to be. All of these aspects are going to be both ways, so it's not.
His roll shouldn't have ended up as a 1. He succeeded on that roll.
Oh yeah.
It's 40F plus 4 plus. And his roll was 2 pluses, 1 negative, and 1 0. So he didn't add the plus 4.
Oh, because he put +4 instead of 4 in the input box.
Oh yeah.
Or he put something in the input box. So he succeeded in that. I was wondering. I was like, what did he roll that he got a 1 at?
in there.
What's that?
Do it again. There was literally in it.
Yeah, you don't have to roll it again. You succeeded on that. So if you want to rephrase it from puppy guarding to something that sounds more positive, you can. I don't know if Caleb, you can change that to a blue.
Yeah, I can do that.
No, I like puppy guarding. I think that sounds positive.
Okay, you still like that.
Yeah,
All right,
I can do
perfect.
either one.
Yeah. Okay, so you have a free invoke on that, Adam, and that's just kind of an aspect we can leave there until we think, like the story doesn't have that happening anymore. I guess that's just something that's true about the story.
Yeah, I'd imagine, Adam, you should probably put this in the situational aspects part of your character sheet.
Yeah.
Which should be there, and if it's not, I can make it there.
Yeah.
Actually, why don't we just put these up here, and then for each one that we have, we can just put it up here as we go through these different flashbacks. But so then I think from here, right, we'll take a break. But I think what'll happen is I think Gabby probably asks you guys, like, how does he know?
How does he fit into all your guys' stuff? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then I think everybody's like,
well, it's a long story.
It's a long, boring story about your uncle. It only make you make bad decisions in life, and
only make you
the
feel
wrong decisions in life, and
only make you feel bad about yourself and make the wrong decisions in life.
That's where it is. Yeah. Yep. All right, so we'll take a break, and then we'll figure out what happens when you have 4 people try to retell a story, but they're actually
to an amnesiac.
Yeah, to an amnesiac, but they're actually retelling something that actually happened that all 5 of us don't quite remember what happened very well. And so we're just going to make stuff up.
Can be fun.
We'll be back.
We'll be right back.